Look out, Mike. Here comes the fuzz.
I know. The Odd Squad are joining us. Well, at least two members of the Odd Squad, Toby Hinton and Al Arsenault, joining us once again. They've got a new documentary coming out, and they have their big fundraising gala to help them do some of the great work coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. Gentlemen, how are you?
So what's this I hear about you guys making an arrest on the way down? You're never off duty.
Well,
wait, are you retired? You're retired.
That was my only chance. These two guys run down the Unity Hastings, and it didn't look good. So Toby and I just bail out and each grab a guy there on the ground doing the UFC stuff.
So there
you go.
So that's retirement for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he wants me to ride around the trunk, and I refused to be called a monkey. So I'm in the front seat, and so I get it's vigilantism, policing without paperwork.
There you go.
Great.
Good call.
So wait, he makes an arrest, and then you have to do all the processing?
Yeah. I do all the paperwork. He gets all the glory. In fact, actually, you could show Al, you could show Mike how you were holding the guy.
Yeah, no, can we not? Every time you guys have come on the show, honestly, I end up in some sort of pain. And I actively discourage having you guys on the show. All the girls are like, let's have them on.
What is the move called you're talking about?
Oh, I don't know which one. 17B.
Yeah.
Move 17B. That just sounds terrifying.
Yeah, just a wrist lock. Anybody can handle it.
Oh, that's that one.
It was called a number? Is that what you said? 17?
It's like ordering from Starbucks. It's
17B.
a straight arm bar.
Okay, Toby, we got to
lock.
fill people in on the Odd Squad for people who don't know who you guys are and what you guys do. Give us the synopsis.
A group of police officers who, in our spare time, we put together educational films for youth, and usually they're on risky behavior stuff like drugs has been, where we first started through Blue Lens, and Tears for April just recently finished that 10-year film. And but we also look at other things too. So recently, over the past few years, we've been putting together a documentary that's 3 parts, and it's going to come with a school curriculum as well too on gangs. And so we want to start reaching younger kids and helping shape their behavior and attitude about gangs.
Well, and now this whole thing started, through Blue Lens was really just showing people what was going on in the downtown east side, but this has really morphed into, as Toby mentioned, this is an education program now. This is getting to kids before they encounter a lot of these things.
Yeah, I would say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Our main focus was on drugs because we're all beat officers, right? And now we're expanding a little further because there's other problems associated with youth in particular.
How big is the gang problem in Vancouver? We read about it all the time, but Toby, how serious is it?
Well, in the past few years, it came to the forefront. Of course, you've got the UN gang, heavily
Bacon Brothers, all that stuff.
Heavily covered. Bacon Brothers, the South Slope gangsters that Project Rebellion targeted. I think that it came to the forefront in the last couple of years, and enforcement has made it a priority now. So I think we're making good headway, as evidenced with the UN gang.
Now let's talk about the fellow we're going to see in the clip, because I think he's a prime example of someone who had a good upbringing but still got on the wrong side of things. Maybe you can tell us about the fellow that we're going to see in the clip.
This is Brody. Part of the documentary is interviewing people who were involved in the gang world, either having left it or even some people that are still actively involved in the gang world. Brody was part of a gang called Lords of Chaos, which was formed out of Kent Prison, and he just talks about his injuries sustained as part of that lifestyle. All
right, here is a scene of the new documentary, Gangs and Guns.
Being in here is probably less stressful than being on the street. Lately, I can't sleep because once you've been shot at and shot and been stuff like that, it's pretty traumatizing. 22 bullet, side of the head, hit my eye socket and bounced out. One went in there, one went in there, blew all the tendons out here, hands crippled now, back of my head. I got hit in the chest, but I had a bulletproof vest on, and it hit the edge of it, and it folded over, and it left a dent in my chest, but it didn't go through. Shattered the teeth, and the bullet stuck in the back of my neck. You can't take it out, or I'll be paralyzed.
It's just bizarre. And Al, throughout this documentary, and you guys are going to release it at your gala, it's continuing that idea of what you guys started with, which is just lifting the veil on this. I mean, you know, people think about gangs, especially when they're young, and there's a certain aspect of glamour, clothes, money, you know, girls, all these other things. And when you talk to people, that is so far removed from the reality of what it is to be a member of a gang.
Yeah, that's just a small part of the gang lifestyle, and it doesn't come through for everybody. But what does come through is drug addiction, death, you know, a really unhappy lifestyle, a really unhappy lifestyle, and a destructive one. And
Toby Hinton landing on you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
That'll be part of it at some point.
Something you guys touch on in the documentary, of course, this is going to be taught in schools, and I think it's so important, is girls in gangs, because people don't often think about that. They don't think girls can get caught up in this, but they do. And maybe, Toby, you can tell us about the aspect that girls get caught up in.
Well, quite often girls are a convenient way of moving things, so they'll end up moving drugs or property or even weapons as well too, and get drawn in to it. And I really think that a lot of this stuff related to gangs is collectively priorities are a little mixed up with society. So you've got if you look around the world of the gang problem in all the developing countries, it's driven mainly by poverty. But if you look here, it's not really driven by poverty. It's driven by greed and the wrong emphasis we put on material goods and you know, bling bling and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's the fast track, right? People want to take the quickest route to what they think they can achieve, and if they think that's gangs, that's a
you know, if you had the same emphasis put on volunteer work, like with the SPCA or something, we'd have a lot nicer society. But we have you know, these things become something that provides status for people. And a lot of the kids that get drawn into it actually come from pretty reasonable and decent families. They don't have poverty to fall back on. As did
the kid in the clip. I mean, he came from a really good family. He didn't have to do that because of money.
No.
But he's still alive somehow.
Tell us about the gala, Al. This is a huge fundraiser for you guys to allow you to continue to do this, buy equipment, all that kind of stuff.
Wednesday, June 16th at the Bayshore. There's only a few tickets left. I think there's like 40 tickets.
You guys sell
out of 800.
every year.
Yeah. So we got a great lineup of music, including our one and only Jim Burns, and he's on our board of directors for Odd Squad as well. And we got some sports celebrities going to be there.
I heard Trevor Linden might be dropping by.
Yes, he will be there.
And tell him I say hi. Hi, Trevor.
Yeah, so it's you know, if you want to walk down the red carpet and come to a really first-class event, and get the tickets if you can.
Well, you guys always do it upright. It's a beautiful event, great food, great entertainment.
But if Al sees you there, you're dead.
If I gave you 30 seconds, how badly could you mess me up?
Oh, yeah. I know more ways to kill you than you know how to die.
I love it.
I'll hit you so hard you'll be the first person in heaven in a wheelchair.
Never mess around when the Odd Squad is here. You can find out about all of their documentaries. All of them are amazing and award-winning on their website. And we're talking about the big On Track Gala, which is happening June 16th at the Westin Bayshore. Just a few tickets available if you want to go. And Gangs and Guns is being released at the gala. I guess you guys are giving it to everyone who attends as well.
Yeah, and regardless of where you are in the scholastic system, whether your school's on east side, west side, or out in one of the suburbs, you want to think about picking this up and using it as part of your educational process with all the kids in your class, because I think everybody has
Thanks, fellas. Thanks for not hurting little guy over here. We're going to take a quick break, and of course we mentioned...
is there a little guy over there?
Jim Burns is a part of the gala.
Little guy.
He's going to be performing Folsom Blues right after this.
Am I sitting on him? I don't see a little guy anywhere.